Hi everyone, welcome to my latest video. The purpose of this video is to talk through the process of the Thermal Detox Peel. You may be aware that I've got a number of these available for sale at the moment. It's a new product that's just been introduced by Nimue. It's been launched as a limited edition product, so I've only got a certain number to sell. But because there's been quite a lot of interest in these products, I wanted to just talk you through the process so you can see how I use these products. And then obviously, hopefully at the end of the process, you'll be able to see some improvements in my skin. So this particular treatment is a 4-in-1 treatment. So it will deep cleanse your skin. It will also detoxify, oxygenate and exfoliate your skin all at the same time. So the benefits of this treatment are that it will decrease impurities in your skin, it will refine pore size, it can soften fine lines and wrinkles, smooths and softens out your skin texture, evens out your skin tone and colour. It can give you a real enhanced radiance, and also it really hydrates your skin as well. So depending on what is going on with your skin at the moment, there should be something for everybody in this treatment, and it is certainly suitable for nearly every client. There aren't many clients that can't actually have this treatment, and it doesn't matter whether you are a Nimue client already or not. You don't have to be using Nimue products to be able to use these products, to have this peel. That's one of the big advantages of it, is actually it's readily available for anyone. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to talk you through what I've got here in my bathroom, just so that if you are doing this treatment at home, then you can make sure that you're prepared perhaps before you start. You don't want to be nipping out partway between just to grab something that you've forgotten. So first of all, I've got here just an ordinary headband. I'm going to put it on shortly just to keep my hair out of the way. The peel itself is a black peel. You can probably tell I deliberately haven't washed my hair this morning, but you don't want to be getting it in your hair, obviously, especially if you're not due for a hair wash. I've also got here just a bowl that I'm going to use. I'm going to put some water in this. You don't necessarily need to have a bowl at all. It's just obviously because I'm on camera recording this for you, I didn't want you to hear all the running water and things like that. But if you're at home, there's no reason why you need a bowl. You can just run the tap whenever you need it. So product wise, I've got my kit here. I've already taken out the bulk of the packaging, so I haven't got that to worry about. So in here, I'm just going to take out what I need. So first of all, I've got my cleansing gel. So this is the first thing I'm going to use. And then also in the box, I've got my sachet of conditioner, and there is the moisturiser and the SPF. Because it's during the day and because I'm demonstrating this for you, I am going to be using the SPF at the end of the treatment. But if you choose to do this at home in the evening, you don't necessarily need to use the SPF as part of the peel treatment itself. You can save it for the next morning and wear it and put it on first thing in the morning, so that you get the benefits of it throughout the day. I've also got here my alcohol wipe that I'm going to use to wipe over my skin to prepare it for the peel. Also included in the box is my peel itself. Turn it around so you can see. So this is the peel. This will last you for 2 treatments. So when you've actually used it and put it on the skin, make sure you put the lid on, and put the lid on quite quickly, because you don't want too much air to get to the peel. I've got my brush here, which I'm going to get out of the packet shortly, and this is what I'm going to use to apply the peel to my face. And then lastly, again, I've got these, which are the disposable compresses. There's 4 of these in the kit, but you only need 2 per treatment, because this pack will allow you to perform two treatments for everything that's in the kit. So you only need 2 of these each time. To remove some of the products, I've got this washcloth here. I'll be using this to remove the cleansing gel. Equally, you can use cotton pads, whatever suits you, a flannel, whatever you've got to hand at home. I've also got these gauze squares that I'm going to be using to apply the conditioner to my face. Again, you can use cotton pads if you've got those at home. The advantage of using the gauze, especially if you're using it on a regular basis, I mean I use it twice a day at home, the gauze is much better than the than cotton pads, just because it doesn't absorb so much of the product. So when you actually come to apply it on your face, you get more product on your face and less of it just being soaked into the cotton pad. So I've got a couple of those to use during the treatment as well. So I'm just going to go and get myself ready, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Hi, so I'm back. I've got my headband on now. I'm all ready for my treatment. I must say I'm feeling a little bit nervous, really. Perhaps I should have mentioned this earlier, but I'm feeling a little bit nervous today, but also a little bit brave, because I can't actually remember the last time I was seen really without makeup on, certainly sort of outside of my immediate family anyway. Being without makeup is something I would never have even contemplated a few years ago. I've had terrible problems with my skin in the past. Just to give you a bit of background, I used to get really terrible redness to my skin all across my my cheeks here, my nose, and on my chin sometimes as well. So being seen without makeup just wasn't really an option for me a few years ago. Since I've been using Nimue products, I have to say I am blown away really by the improvements that I've seen in my skin. I'm hoping you can see, I'm just going to get a bit closer to the camera, I don't want to scare you too much, but I'm hoping you can see that a lot of the redness is gone. I've still got a little bit of pigmentation, a bit of redness here in my cheeks, but trust me, it is nothing like it used to be. It was bright red, it was lumpy, sort of spotty, yeah, just not very pleasant at all. Certainly not something I would have been prepared to go out outside of the house like, and certainly not something I would have put myself on camera like and put out on social media without any makeup on. In fact, when I did my initial facial training, I had to go to London on the train, and I wasn't allowed to have makeup on for my course, and I was mortified. I was so embarrassed about having to travel in public with no one else I knew, no one else that I was ever going to see again, but I was still absolutely mortified at having to be out in public without makeup on. That was when I did my initial facial training. That was before I was using Nimue products. Now I'm still not 100% comfortable being without makeup, but it doesn't bother me like it used to before. I certainly wouldn't shy away from being in an environment where I can't wear makeup, for example. I think I just prefer to. I've worn it for so long. I've used it to cover up my skin previously as well, that I think it's just ingrained in me that, you know, I wear makeup on a daily basis. So I am feeling quite brave, but also a little bit nervous and apprehensive for showing you my skin today. So hopefully by the end of the treatment we'll be able to see an improvement in my skin as well. So I'm going to start the treatment. So I'm going to use my cleansing gel first of all. I'm just going to open this. It's the first time it's been used, so you can see it's got a hygienic seal on the bottom. So I'm just going to remove that. I can. I'm just now going to squeeze a little bit, and if you can see that properly on the camera, into the onto my fingers. I'm going to rub that in. I'm going to wet my fingers slightly, a bit more of a rub, and then I'm going to apply to my face. So I'm going to rub it all in. It's a bit weird, not the product, just doing this in front of a camera. Everything's back to front, so bear with me while I do this. Not something I'm used to doing this way around. So I'm just going to wet my fingers a little bit more. Your product starts to dry out, just wet your fingers a bit more and just give it a real good rub in. As I said earlier, I deliberately didn't wear makeup today, knowing I was going to be doing this. If you are wearing makeup, I would do 2 cleanses. So do the first cleanse to remove the makeup, and then do a second one to cleanse your skin. Okay, so make sure it's all nice and clean. Okay, so now I'm just going to remove that. So I'm going to wet my cloth here. And I'm just going to remove. These cloths are amazing. My mother-in-law makes them for me. It's much better for the environment. They just go in the washing machine. This one is a bamboo one, but she does all different types of ones. Sorry, I'm not advertising products, but I love these. So much better for the environment than using cotton pads all the time and throwing them away. Okay. So I'm just going to grab a towel. I'm just going to dry my face. You can use a towel, you can use a tissue. I'm just going to blot that quickly. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is I am going to use my conditioner. So I'm going to open my, just going to open my sachet here. And I'm just going to pour out a little bit of this product, you can see there, onto one cotton, or onto one bit of gauze, and I'm going to use 2 bits because I'm greedy. And then I'm just going to use these, wipe across my face. Okay, now you can probably see that my skin has actually started to go a little bit red. So as I said earlier, I've suffered with redness in my skin in the past. I do still have issues. Basically my skin responds to pressure, to stimulus. So when I am washing my face twice a day, then my skin does tend to go red. I think you can probably see that it's already starting to settle down. That's perfectly normal for me, but that's just what happens to my skin. It happens to a lot of people. So just where I've been putting pressure on my skin as well, that makes it go red. This particular product contains AHAs in it, so again that contributes a little bit towards that, but I think you can see now that it's already starting to settle down. So the next stage in this preparation to prepare my skin ready for the peel is the alcohol pad. So I'm just going to tear this open. There's one pad in here. It actually opens out to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to use this to actually wipe across my face. And this just prepares my skin ready for the peel. I'm hoping I've done a good enough job of removing all the products, or the cleansing gel and everything, but this will just make doubly sure that everything is clean and ready to receive the peel. Okay, so that's my preparation stage. So moving on, I'm going to talk next about the applying the peel itself. Okay, so my skin is now all ready to receive the peel. So I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute. What I'm going to do first is just to talk you through the process of applying the peel. So you need to use your brush. You need to apply it in a fairly thick layer, even layer. But obviously keep in mind that you only want to use half the product in the pot because you need the other half for your second treatment. When you apply the peel, a little bit like when if you were applying a face mask, you can go above the eye here, above the eyebrow, but not underneath the eyebrow at all. So not on this upper eye area here at all. Make sure you come away from the eye here. The skin around your eye is too sensitive really for this peel. You need to make sure you avoid the outer eye area. Likewise, when you come down the nose, make sure that you avoid the inner eye area as well. You want to avoid the eye altogether really. You also want to avoid around your nose and also your mouth as well. So similar to when you apply a face mask, you have it all around here and then down on your cheeks and across your chin, but make sure you leave out your mouth and your nostrils as well. So to apply the mask, I'm just going to shake my bottle briefly. I'm going to take the top off. It's got like an inner seal to it there. I'm going to remove that. Okay, and then you can see the peel inside. So I'm now going to apply this to my skin. Here. If you're using this at home, say you're sharing it with your daughter or something, you might want to decant the product into a little bowl or something first, so that you're not dipping your brush back into the product all the time, just for hygiene. Because I'm the only one that's going to be using this, it's fine. Similarly, talking about hygiene as well, if I was doing this treatment on you in the salon, so I'm just looking in the mirror rather than the camera because it's a little bit easier, I would be using gloves obviously on you, because I'm doing it on my own skin. It's fine for me not to be wearing gloves, but if you were in the salon with me, then I would obviously be wearing gloves. I'm going to come down my nose here. I like this brush, it's cute. I can already feel that my skin is feeling nice and warm. Don't be afraid of the heat that's generated by this treatment. It's a pseudo heat, so it's actually conning my skin into thinking that it's getting hot, and what that does is that the skin then sends more blood to your surface. I'm just going to go across my lip here. This is okay, just avoid the nose and the lips, but you can go across there. That. So your body sends more blood flow to your skin, and that just helps in the rejuvenation process. So I think I'm nearly done here. So I'm going to put my lid straight back on, so that's all nice and tightly sealed again. So this now will stay on my skin for, you can leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes. I'm just going to check the time now. I'm going to aim for 7 minutes on my skin, and then I will come back in a few minutes. I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me for 7 minutes with this on my skin, but I will check back in. I think you can see, well, I can certainly feel the heat coming from it. It's actually very, very warm indeed. Hopefully you can see that it will start to bubble. I am going to record this bit, but I will probably speed it up for the purposes of the video. Just so, as I say, you don't want to be sitting here watching me for 7 minutes. So I am going to record this bit, and then I will check back in with you shortly, and we can check on the progress. So just an update, I'm about a minute in to this now. Just to give you an update on how it feels. It still feels very warm. It's nice, I like it, it's nice, it's a nice heat. I can feel it tingling on my skin. I can feel it starting to bubble. I don't know if you can see that very well on the camera at all. It feels almost like popping candy on my skin. I can feel it bubbling away, and that's a really good sign, because the bubbles and the heat all tell me that it's actually doing what it's meant to do. So hopefully it will continue to work, and I will come back in a couple of minutes and we'll see the end result. Okay, so I'm about 7 minutes in now. It still feels quite warm on my skin, although it's not as warm as it was when I first started. So I'm just going to remove this now. So I'm just going to point out, I don't know whether you can see this clearly on the video, but this section here and just here across my nose, where I've actually applied it a little bit thicker than the rest of my face, I don't know if you can see it's actually bubbled up off my skin. Which is where the product is a little bit thicker. That's no problem at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove that area first with a bit of tissue. So I'm just going to sort of remove that a little bit here and just here. Normally in the salon I'd have a spatula for that, but I don't have one to hand, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my disposable compresses to remove this from my face. Don't be tempted to use a washcloth or anything, only because of the colour. It should wash out. I know I've got it on plenty of towels in the salon before. It does tend to wash out, but these are much better because you can just throw these away. So the compress starts like this. I'm just going to pop it into water, and then you'll see what happens, it's just expanding. I'll just show you quickly. It's not fully expanded, but it's now expanding in the water. So once it's fully expanded, I can use this just to remove the peel from my face. So as you can see, just going to squeeze out the excess water. And I'm just going to show you here. And it forms into quite a big actual face cloth to use. So I'm just going to wrap this around my hand, and I'm just going to use this now just to remove the peel. And you've got 2 of these to use. Just make sure it's all removed. I look like an urchin. Book I've been reading with my son at bedtime. It's all about an orphan in Victorian times, and I feel like Elsie at the moment in his story. Very black, like I've been down the mines. Okay, that one's about dead, so I'm just going to hydrate my next compress. Sorry, that noise is my bowl in the sink. Okay. So I've got my clean one now. Yeah. Make sure you move as much as possible. Okay, so I think that's most of the peel removed now. So just have a look at my skin. So I'm going to get a little bit closer now. Again, you can see I've got a bit of redness, pinkness to my skin here across my cheeks and on my chin. I totally expected that, because that's what happens to me even just from washing my face. That tends to happen. But my skin does feel really nice. It still feels quite warm actually, so that looks like it's going to last for a little bit. But just to make sure that everything is removed, we're just going to do another cleanse. So I'm just going to take my cleansing gel, exactly the same as before. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit onto my fingers. I'm going to rub that into my hands. I'm going to wet my hands slightly, just so you can see here it's foaming up a little bit. And I'm just going to wash my face again, just to make sure I've removed all traces of that peel. So give it a nice wash, a nice rubbing. Make sure you're thorough. Okay, and I'm now going to rinse. I'm just going to wet my cloth again. Just rinse my hands as well because I've got a little bit on my hands still. Okay, I'm just going to dry my face because that's quite wet, that cloth. Let's pat that dry. Okay. I don't know if you can see this. I'm just going to show you this quickly. So where I applied the peel to my face, I literally just put the brush in the sink. And if you can see there, the way it's actually bubbled up, and that's really what's been happening on my skin. So I don't know if that was really clear in the video on my skin, but that's what happens with the product there. So we're nearly at the end now. So I'm just going to use the moisturiser that comes with this pack. This one is called Moisture Light. It is suitable for all skin types. So we do different moisturisers for different skins. This particular one, as I say, is suitable for everybody, which is why it's been included in the kit. It also doesn't contain any AHA at all, any alpha hydroxy acid. It's not an active product in that way. So again, it's really lovely after a treatment like this because you don't want anything active on your skin, just because obviously that's what we've just done with the peel. So you don't need a lot of moisturiser. I've just got a little bit on my hands here. I'm just going to dab this in. I don't know how anyone else applies their moisturiser. You might think I'm weird, but this is how I do mine. And I'm just going to spread that out. And that feels really nice on my skin. It smells lovely as well. Actually, I don't normally use this one. During the day I use something called Nimue Day and then Nimue Night in the evening. So I've not used this one before, but it smells lovely. I'm just going to put a tiny little bit more on. Now I haven't used my whole sachet for this, so I'm going to keep that and I will use it again because that's really nice. I haven't treated my neck today, but normally when I'm applying my moisturiser, I would come down on my neck. I've already put moisturiser on today when I wash my face this morning. And I always make sure I moisturise my neck because I think at my age, I'm getting on a little bit now, it's all very well treating your face, but you should really treat your neck as well because that can be a real dead giveaway as to age when your neck starts to get wrinkles and things before your face if you don't look after it properly. But in this case, I've already done that today, so I'm not too worried about that, and I'm going to keep the rest of my moisturiser for another time. So I'm now going to go on to use my SPF. As I said before, if you do this in the evening, you don't need to use this product. You've moisturised the skin, but it's still the afternoon when I'm recording this video, and also for demonstration purposes. Obviously, I'm just going to show you how to do it. So I've just again opened my sachet. I'm going to pour a little bit into my onto my fingers. Now this is a much thicker product than the moisturiser, as you can see here. It's not a sticky product like a normal sun cream would be. I hate putting on sun cream. I don't know about anybody else. I use it obviously, but normally normal body sun cream I find very sticky and thick. I use this every day. It soaks into your skin really nicely. It doesn't leave your skin feeling tacky or anything. It just soaks in like moisturiser. So I'm going to put that. Now I'm going to pay particular attention to my under eye area, although I've already done this today. I'm going to put this on my neck so I've got enough left. Just because I've been treating my under eye area, I've got terrible bags under my eyes, pigmentation, sort of puffiness really. I've been treating them since about December time with a fade treatment and an eye serum. But because I'm trying to reduce the pigmentation in there, it's absolutely vital that I apply my SPF there as well, because you can treat areas of pigmentation with fading products as much as you like. If you do not use an SPF, then you're never going to get rid of that pigmentation because it's caused largely by sun damage. So I always make sure I apply my SPF to my under eye area. If you don't ever use any products, always make sure you use an SPF. If you're only ever going to use one, make sure it's an SPF because it will give you a lot of protection against the sun and anti-aging. But that's a topic for another time. So I'm all finished. That's the treatment as a whole from start to finish. I must say I've still got some SPF on my fingers. I'll just rinse it off. But my skin does feel really nice and soft. Just going to dry that quickly. So my skin feels lovely. Feels really soft, really smooth. I don't know if I'm going to do a close-up so you can see. I don't know how it comes out like on the camera, but I've got a mirror behind my camera, so I'm looking in there as well, and my skin looks really bright. It looks just really even as well. The skin tone looks really even. I've got a couple of blemishes here, but I had those, I know, already. It's a little bit pink possibly, but I do know that will go down, and it's not anything major at all, and it's probably even just from where I've just put moisturiser on and things like that at the end of the treatment. So my skin, as I say, my skin feels lovely. So I've obviously got enough now for a second treatment, so I can't wait to do that. I won't do another treatment now for a couple of weeks, because you have to allow a certain amount of time between these treatments, and that depends, how much time you allow does depend on your skin type. So if you were to purchase one of these, then I would just have a discussion with you as to how often you can or how much time you need to leave between your two treatments. So if you are interested in purchasing one of these kits, they are £45. I'm also giving them supplying them with a £5 voucher at the moment while we're in lockdown, and that voucher can be redeemed with me once I'm allowed to reopen again in the salon against a Nimue facial. It can be a Nimue facial of your choice, but it does have to be one that's suitable for you and your skin type and where you are in your skincare journey. Okay, so that's all for me for now. I hope that was useful for you. I certainly loved it. I've got treatment out of it, so I'm really happy. I hope you found it useful. If you've got any questions at all, please just let me know, and I will see you on my next video. Thanks ever so much. Bye.